Every single day, we break down buy and sell orders for the only cryptos with ETF backing. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Hype. No fluff, no noise. Every morning, every afternoon, we review yesterday's setups, raw wins, raw losses, or if our orders are even triggered. And we're going to do this on an order base. We trade strictly with 5x leverage to manage risk and maximize setup efficiency. Let's jump in right now and let's talk about what's going on. Okay, so remember yesterday we let everything ride because we were feeling like the market was about to hit a good moment. By the way, on the 1 hour, we're about to get a golden cross on Bitcoin, so I think it's going to move a little bit, but it's time to take your profit. 63,800 was the goal, and we were looking at 5x leverage on that one. I hope that's what you used. I hope that's all you used. But right now, you're going to be up around, let's call that about 6.5%. If you want to hold it for a little bit longer, by all means, go ahead. I'm not telling you that you have to do this the way that I'm doing it, but I'm taking my profit right now. Again, it's a small gain. It's only 6%. It's a few bucks, but we got a nice little win. So we're going to take our win because we had that first loss. Also, with Ethereum, the same thing. We finally got that move. We didn't get a 1%. We didn't get a 5% dip or anything like that. So now what happened? It started to rip a little bit. And by the way, at one point, we had a nice win on Ethereum. Let's see what that number ended up being. It was about 1.5. So it's going to be about 8 or 9%. Right now, you're sitting at around a 5% gain. So take your profit. Just get out of the market just in case. We want to reset. This is the important part. The important part is we're doing this on 24 hours and we're trying to reset the market every single time that we do this. We don't want to get stuck. We don't want to get into something. We don't want to get greedy and we don't want to get wrecked. We just want to scalp this and make a few bucks every single time. Trust me, if we keep doing this, the money's going to get much better. Also, we wicked right down into it right after we did this and we got this move right here. So we're up from 106 all the way up here. By the way, if you did this with your XRP, guess what? You're up over 10% right now. So again, take your profit and you just won. You just had a nice little win. So we're winning on all three of them so far. What about Solana? Well, Solana, we get the same thing. Now, the problem with Solana is you probably wicked out at some point. If you did not wick out and you were looking for that entry position when we talked about it yesterday, when we talked about it, we were, kind of in this range right here saying, I don't like the look of this, but I don't know. But we wicked up there. We got into the trade. And if you look at it right here, if you got into it, you would have gotten wrecked again. So Solana, I don't think that we're doing very well on Solana. So we're not going to take a profit on that one because we ended up losing. But we also had this one over here on Hype. Hype is starting to move as well. I don't think we made a good deal here. Again, I think that from our purchase zone, it really kind of wicked down. So you shouldn't be in this trade anymore. So you should have 3 wins and 2 where you got triggered at 5%. So ultimately, you're in a good spot. You made a little bit of money today. Not a lot, but you made a little bit of money today. Now, guess what? We're back to even. And now let's talk about where we're going to go from here. So let's take a look at the market. What I think is going to happen is we're going to be looking at this 50 and 100 MA over the next few hours coming together and coalescing. Looking at the Iran conflict. So IRGC says it hit Kuwait and Jordan after U.S. strikes, that they were retaliating. Also, Egypt has now been attacked, which had not been part of this since the beginning. And now bombs were launched into Egypt. They hit U.S. properties in Egypt, but they were launched into Egypt nonetheless. And that is a violation of their sovereign airspace, which means that there could be an acceleration of hostilities. However, we look at that and we see that that's happening, but we're up $24 billion on the day. So I think the market is reacting appropriately to the Fed not raising rates, leaving it where it is right now. So I think that this is a reason for a continuation rally. So if you want to, go ahead and leave yourself right where you are. If not, then what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set my position. We're going to get rid of that one. We want to reignite that position, but here's what we want to do. Fibonacci says that the move here is to around 64,000, 64,166 seems to be the spot. So we're going to set a buy at 64,166, kind of right there. We're going to pop this out. We're going to move to the coordinates, and we're going to 64,166. Again, this is our Fibonacci number that we're looking at right now. We're looking for a dip down into 64. So set a buy at 64,166, and let's see how that plays out. Now, in the event that that happens, know that that's going to invalidate this crossover. So there is a potential for continued upside. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to be shrewd. Again, some days you're going to get a win. Some days you're going to get a loss. Some days you're not even going to get in the game. Okay, this could be one where we don't even get in the game the way that it's set right now. So what are we doing here? 64,166 long, and then 5x and 5% stop loss. So that's where we're going to set it. And we're going to see what happens there. Ethereum, same thing. I really like where Ethereum is right now. This consolidation, though, looks like it needs a dip. We need to get that feeling of a dip. So we're going to look at Fibonacci one more time and see if we can't get kind of in that range. So we've already gotten to the range. And what I tell you guys all the time is once we get the move, we get that entire move, then we get the breakdown to the 0.5 or the 618, then we get that move back to the 236. It's already happened. So what are we looking at right here? We're looking at it coming back down below where it previously was, breaking down into this range, which also corresponds with the 50 and the 100. We did have a golden cross on it on the 1 hour, which is where that kind of breakout started to happen right there. Now, what this means to me is what we're looking for an entry position, which is going to be, again, around that 1904. We're going to actually move this up just a little bit right here. We're going to put that at 1910. So once we've taken our profit here, we're going back to 1910. We're going to remove this, and then we're going to change this to 1,910, 5x, and 5% SL. Should get a dip into this range, should give us a little bit of an opportunity for some upside momentum right there. This is a positive day in the market, but it's not a breakout day in the market. It's kind of a consolidation to the upside sort of range. We're not catching back to where we were just a couple of short days ago. So we still got some room to go, I think, if we're going to have that recovery. So Ethereum, 1910, 5x, 5% stop loss. Same thing over here. I think we kind of look at this. I think that there's some breakdown right here. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive when we get in here, but again, we're gonna go right here and we're gonna move this up. We're gonna put it right in line, right there, touching the 50 MA, which is sitting right there at that 0.5 right now. Let's get rid of that. Now we're looking at 1,077. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna change this to 1.077, 5x long, and 5% SL. All right, so there we are. Again, we're doing this on the 1 hour. We're looking at the chart. We're looking at which way we're going to go. We're looking for our most favorable trade structure right there. So we got that. Let's move on to Solana. We want to get this moving a little bit quicker. I'm going to leave it where it is right now. Let me try this one more time. Let me just in case here, let me just kind of feel this out. And we're going to lower this a little bit. We're going to move this down right into that little range right there with the 50 MA where it is right now and say that our entry position is, we don't want to do that. We want to get rid of this instead. Our entry position is 73.78. So we're going to take a shot here at 73. We haven't had a win yet on Solana. So 5x long and 5% SL. So we want to see a win on Solana for sure. Hype, this one we're gonna bring it back down into this range right here, 54.23. I don't need to look at it for this one. We want it to go just below that 50 MA. So 54.37 is what we're gonna call it, or 54.33, which is gonna be a better entry position than what you had before. We're going 5x and up long and 5% SL. So here we are. Bitcoin, we're going to set our entries at 64,166, long 5x. Ethereum, 1910, long 5x, 5% stop loss. XRP, 1077, 5x long, 73.78 for Solana, and 54.33 on Hype. We're expecting upside moves, but remember, we're scalping these every 24 hours. We're trying to find the best entry position, and then we're trying to exit at the same time every day and see if we picked the right direction for the market for this day. That's what we're looking to do. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.